Imagine we're getting at the end of the year. I want to have maybe a certain amount in my bank account next year. I want to get married next year. Almost 70% of people don't achieve that goal.
The difference between the loser and the winner is in the mind. Coming from a Christian background, we know that greatest battle is right here in your mind.
Damn.
The devil and God.
Yeah.
The devil wants you to smoke weed.
Mm-hmm.
The devil wants you to stay lazy on your bed.
Yeah.
The devil wants you to lust. There's a other part of the battle. There's
Mhm.
God in your head as well.
Yeah.
So God wants you to love and have a spiritual wealth that can put you into a place where you can go to heaven eternally. That constant battle in your head, it all depends about who you're feeding the most.
The black one and the white one, and they are fighting. So the question was asked that who do you think will win that battle? He says like, Jonathan, I've seen you guys are doing your podcast. It's really good. I just can't find time to do it with my job, with all the things that I'm doing. It's just hard for me. And I told him, bro, if you want it, you will do it. You mentioned about the 5 lessons that your mentor have given you. Can you go through that? Imagine we're getting at the end of the year, right? And mostly, as we know, everybody, some people right now, they're sitting there trying to write what they want for their next year. They're writing their goals. They're writing about the purpose for something that they want to stand on, something that they really want to do for their own lives. And most of the time, it gets so lame and boring to just get a take your pain, or just trying to be thinking in your own mind, like, I want to get fit next year. I want to have maybe a certain amount in my bank account next year. I want to get married next year. I want to go maybe to Ethiopia, to Egypt next year. But the worst part is almost 100%, almost 70% of people don't achieve that goal.
Certainly. New Year resolutions is good for goals. You set yourself a goal, but if you not strive to put steps in place and in order to be able to achieve it, then that goal is worthless.
So that makes me think that, what is a purpose?
Purpose is the drive, the motivation, the passion. What wakes you up in the morning?
Great. I love that. Which makes me really feel like, say this, your purpose does not have to be your job. Your purpose does not have to be like so big, because sometimes I feel like you need to have like a really big purpose. Your purpose does not have to be like, or to make you feel happy, but your purpose needs to be something that you want to do for you and that nobody else can change it. By that I mean, you need to create on something that make you wake up every single day and you really want to pursue it and make it. Talk about a time where you feel like this is the purpose I want to make for my own life, and how did you do to get to that end goal?
Interesting. There's a lot of things that can come up in my mind. But one thing that I can actually mention about purpose, it doesn't have to be financially driven. Just like you can mention that when you look at nonprofits, they have a certain goal, but it's not necessarily driven by making money. It's through helping people. So that vision that they have, it keeps them driving, it keeps them motivated and concentrated on succeeding, in order for them to be able to help people in the right way. So I can relate to that in a lot of ways, and I'm sure we're going to get into it. So today, we're going to talk about a key. One key. I want to speak to the audience as well. Today, we're going to talk about a key that is going to change your life. What is that key? It's your mindset.
Sure.
So the thing is, have you ever wondered why a lot of people go through obstacles, challenges, and things that bring them back down, but they still end up succeeding? Have you ever wondered that?
Man, always, almost every time.
But
talk about it.
despite the thing is this,
Mm-hmm.
and I can give you examples of this.
Yeah.
For example, Thomas Edison.
Mm-hmm.
The guy had over 1,000 failed patents,
Sure.
and he still succeeded.
Mm.
Elon Musk, the richest man alive today.
Yeah.
The guy almost had his company shut down. It was on the brink of shutting down. But today he's successful.
Mm.
And whether you like him or not, Donald Trump, the guy got shot at.
Man, I'm telling you, like, bro,
The guy
that
got
day
shot
was
at.
incredible. He got shot, and it was for
But
like
he still succeeded.
he was there, bro. That could set you down. That could be like, no, they want to get me killed. Let me just withdraw from this. But
I'm telling you.
the guy was just there, and today he's successful. Talk about it.
The thing is what?
Mm-hmm.
The difference between the loser and the winner is in the mind.
True.
It's right here in the mind.
Mm-hmm.
So the mindset is not the attitude in which you carry every single day.
Mm-hmm.
The mindset, it's a powerful asset and a tool that you use to be able to make decisions on a daily basis.
Definitely.
And those decisions impact the person that you're going to be in the future.
Mm.
All right. So
Sure.
that's the question becomes
Mhm.
at this point. How do you cultivate that mindset? How do you get that mindset? Well, that's what we're going to talk about today.
Man, bro, it's so great that we mentioned about the mindset, because hey, this is like our first season about the full set that we focus on this podcast. We talked about many times. We have a different guests. We have different episode in this podcast. But right now we creating seasons that we need to talk about the different sets that we focus on the podcast. And to mention about the sets, we have mindset, we have health set, we have soul set, and we have wealth set. So we're starting with mindset. And as Taylor just mentioned, a mindset is not just like what all the things that you see online popping up and telling you need to have a right mindset. You need to do this. No, it's something that you develop, right? Nobody is born with a positive or negative mindset. Nobody. It comes through like your daily basis and people that you're surrounded with. And talking about mindset, I want to dive into the moment where let's talk about self-esteem. Let's talk about self-love, right? Because that goes into mindset. Because if you don't have self-esteem, if you don't have self-love, your mindset cannot be at that point. So you need to build your self-esteem. You need to build self-love. And I'm not saying self-love in a kind of selfishness, right? Because we're living in the world where people already spreading the message and saying everything about like, you need to love yourself, love yourself first. But the way people portray it or talk about it more, it's kind of like in a selfish way where you just need to see yourself. You don't need to care about somebody else. You don't need to see what somebody has talked or somebody has says about you, right? But if I may be allowed to say this, I want to get a little bit back in the Bible, right? Where the Bible tells us that you need to love your neighbor the way you love yourself. And to my understanding, you can tell me if this is my understanding, right? You can tell me what you think about it. Is you cannot love somebody if you don't love yourself first.
Right.
You need to have that self-love, enough of love for yourself before you share it with somebody else.
Yeah, you gotta understand what self-love is before you can give it.
Definitely. And sometimes that self-esteem comes where you've been told things from your childhood. You've been told that you're not good enough. It's not something that grew up in you by itself. It's come from your environment, from people, from your friend, from your family. Somebody might tell you like you would have a bad nose. Somebody might have told you like you would have bad eyes, or you are too short. Bro, I'm going to share a story about it because I've been growing up in a situation. I was so short and I'm still so short now. I was so short growing up, and that was something that was dragging me down, right? I had this friend in my school where they would already like, teasing me, already like talking about me, or like, you so short. Like they even gave me name because I was really short, and it's dragged me down. I felt like not good about myself because of my height, right? Because of I was seeing like I saw all these people. Like I really started with tall people. But what I figure out is even like those tall people, their heart need to be like popping a lot of blood for them to keep them that high. Maybe and tall people die sooner than short people.
The height doesn't make the man itself. It's just about
Exactly. It's just a story where I want to share with the person right now that, it doesn't matter what somebody tells you or what you've been through. And some people might have been bullied at school, and that's just make them have a lower self-esteem about themselves. Somebody might have been told like, you're not good enough. You cannot do this. You cannot do that. And it's built that belief in them to like, they cannot do it. And they start now feeling like no, they cannot do it. So when we say like you need to build your self-esteem, you first need to recognize that I don't love myself, or I don't love something about myself, because my friend told me that I'm not good enough, because my teacher told me like I cannot do this, right? So now accept that fact, and then try to look for now ways that you can overcome those patterns or those things that somebody have told you that are good or bad about yourself. So get more into that mindset shift. So what do you think about the mindset on how somebody can build their self-esteem or their self-love?
Yeah, that's a good question. And your experience, a lot of people have gone through that as well, myself included. A lot of people have gone through bullying and just criticism.
Yeah.
In one way or the other.
Sure.
So when you talk about self-esteem is essentially the self and the level of confidence that you have with yourself, and the self-worth that you give yourself, the self-respect. All right. So with that, let me define mindset, since we're here talking about the mindset.
Sure.
There's many type of definitions out there, and I don't claim to be an expert, but from my understanding, mindset is essentially, well, there's two types of mindset, if we can put it this way. There's a fixed mindset, where an individual can be stagnant and pretty consistent in the way that they think, where they're limiting their abilities. They have a way of limiting their abilities, and they don't think that they can go beyond their environment. The environment pretty much limits their approach to things, to how they see and how they do things. They're limited in their mindset. They don't see growth. And that's the opposite type of mindset, which is a growth mindset. A growth mindset sees the potential in almost everything. You see the potential, even if you don't see yourself succeeding now, you see yourself learning. You see yourself educating. You see yourself just expanding beyond measures. There's no barrier with the person that has growth mindset. So when we talk about the self-esteem and what kind of mindset you need to have, there's different types of ways to approach it. And then there's self-esteem killers, a lot of self-esteem killers, which I'm sure we can dive into. They span from social media, from family, self-criticism, all sorts of different areas of self-esteem killers. And then we can also talk about self-esteem boosters. So let's dive into both of those areas individually, respectively.
Yeah, I mean, first of all, I'm gonna share it. It was like 3 days ago. I met up with this guy. He was in the army, right? And then we've been just having a conversation. He told me like, Jonathan, I had a goal when I was in the army, and he wanted to be a chaplain, right? Chaplain in an army, but when he went in the battlefield, he fell from the helicopter, right? And then he had a problem. So instead of him, he went with the idea of helping others, right? But instead of helping people, he found himself being helped because he had injuries and he could not work anymore. He worked in the army for 7 years. Then he had to be sent back home because he could not be there anymore. So, and he told me one thing, like, Jonathan, I felt so bad. I felt like my entire life was down. Why? Because I saw all my dream went for nothing. Because I could not be in the army no more. I could not help people no more. And that's set me in the part where I was like, I saw myself like, I'm not good enough no more. I don't have any purpose in this life no more. And then right after that, they say, I didn't let myself be ruined or locked in that thought or mindset. And so many people are so locked in the thoughts, in the mindset. What I'm saying this is, the lesson that I've learned is there's a difference between overthinking and critical thinking. Most people think like they are critical thinker while they are overthinker. Because when you think you are an overthinker, you think too much. Let's say Taylor today tell me, hey, Jonathan, you're not good enough. You cannot do this, right? If I'm a critical thinker, I'll say like, I will try to understand why Taylor say that, right? Or I'll try to understand like, what did I do wrong to make Taylor tell me like, I'm not good at this? And if I'm not good at this, what can I do to improve, to get better into what I want to do?
That's what it's about.
Right? But if I am an overthinker, I'll be like, Taylor doesn't like me. Like, if I'm bad at this, that means I'm not enough. So you try not to think too much about something that now is gonna drag you down and bring you to a lower self-esteem, which is a self-esteem killer.
Certainly.
Right? So, but if I put it in a certain way, try to understand the way that Taylor meant it. It might not really tell me exactly like how he meant the thing.
Sure.
Right? But if I want to think it critically, I'll say, okay, he said that to me. Of course. Maybe I've hurt him. Maybe I've done something wrong to Taylor. But hey, let me look at it in another way.
Yeah.
There's always different way to look at things.
Just look at it in a different lens. If you don't see it correctly.
That's the right word, man. That's the right word.
If I could share, that's very inspiring as well, what you mentioned. If I could share also a few of my stories that have really impacted me. Some of the times in my life where I felt I was probably at the lowest. And there's been various different instances in my life where I felt low. And I'm sure a lot of people go through similar instances.
True. All of us do.
So if I could share mine, two instances. The first instance, one of the instances was in high school whenever I was a junior. I was probably in the highest peak of my athletic career at that instance as a junior, where I was running track.
Yeah.
That year I had just finished football. We had gone to playoffs and whatnot. And track season came around, and I ran 100 in track. So I was ranked the 72nd best or fastest guy in Texas. At that time, since I was ranked, I was going to area events, and I was being invited by different colleges, and I was going to various different other just competitions to get offers. And I was in the brink of that. And then instantly, I hurt my hamstring.
Damn.
I hurt my hamstring in practice when at that point, I was pushing myself to the point where I wanted to achieve more. Because at that point, I was running about 10.6, 100, which is pretty quick, pretty fast.
Yeah.
So despite the fact that I was hurt, the fact that I was hurt put me in a state where I was very weak, and I was just, my mind was in a constant battle, fighting with itself. Why is this happening to me? Or all the college is going to not look at me anymore. Will I not get any scholarships? But fast forward, I kept a mindset that if I was able to get to this point, I can get myself back up and push forward and keep going. So those are some of the things that I implemented in my life so that I can keep moving forward. I kept telling myself that you got here once. Despite the fact that you're low now, you can get back up and keep going forward. So those things helped me a lot. Those mental boosts in my head that I could give myself, it helped me significantly. So my senior year, I was able to get a few scholarships. to put me in that position to move and go and play in college. But unfortunately, which just after that, another area of my life put me in pretty much the lowest state in my life, where I was extremely low after having received all these scholarships, after having felt like I've achieved a certain level of success. After a lot of people in college or in high school try to get scholarships so you can fund for your university.
True.
I got to that point, but I wasn't able to go and pursue. I wasn't able to take those scholarships and go and play sports due to various different reasons, with religion, with my family, and the conversation I had with my dad. So the fact that I wasn't able to pursue my goal, my vision, I was extremely low, and you can say in a state of depression, because I was wanting to actually continue and play sports, but I wasn't given that opportunity.
Yeah.
Even though I had the chance to, I had offers.
Yeah.
But I told myself, and this is the constant battle that I was trying to work with in my head. If I'm not going to go this route and go play sports in the highest level, I'm going to pursue a different passion, and I'm going to make sure that I'm motivated in my education, and I find a different passion. And the fact that I moved my mindset towards a different thing, a different area, I was able to find a passion in engineering, and I was able to pursue that the best way that I could by getting scholarships in education realm. So that kind of put me in a different trajectory and helped me pivot into a different career in a different way, instead of just going through the way that I was going with sports. So it kind of opened up a wider lens for me in the vision that I had. And ultimately today, I have more and more visions because of the decisions that I made in the past. So I think it's just all about the decisions that you make. And the way you make those decisions is working on your mindset. Incremental steps to be able to achieve goals that you have. So and I can say one thing as well, and we, coming from a Christian background, you know that the greatest battle that can be ever fought
is in the mind.
It's right here in your mind.
Damn, true.
It's
That's
between
right.
the devil and God.
Yeah.
The devil wants you to smoke weed. The devil wants you to stay lazy on your bed.
Yeah.
The devil wants you to look and to have low ambitions and not achieve success. The devil wants you to lust. The devil wants you to have low self-esteem.
True.
But then there's a other part of the battle. There's God in your head as well.
Yeah.
Depending on how you're pursuing it.
Yeah.
So God wants you to love. God wants you to take care of yourself and have a spiritual wealth that can put you into a place where you can go to heaven eternally. So that constant battle in your head, it all depends about who you're feeding the most. So you got to ask yourself constantly, every single day, what am I feeding right now?
From what you've said, there's several lessons that I've learned. And the first one is just this question that has been asked, that there is two animals, I can say two dogs or two horses or two wolves that are in your head, the black one and the white one, and they are fighting. So the question was asked that, who do you think will win that battle? Who do you think?
The one you feed the most.
That's right. It's the one you feed the most. It doesn't matter if they are white, if they're black. It's what you feed. That's what grows. And about the mindset, your low esteem or your self-esteem comes with what you feed in your mind. Like you said, if you just there, I'm sorry saying this, but if you just there watching porn every time, jerking off, and then you really won't have that self-esteem because it's lower your manhood. right? As being a person, because you be there lazy, not doing anything at all, right? So feed your mind with something else. What can you do? Or what can you do? Try to read something, right? Try to pursue a career. Try to do something, right? And when setting goals, you talk something about self-confidence. Self-confidence is not built by just word of affirmation. Self-confidence is not just built by the fact that you say like I am confident or I am do this. It's built by the action that you take every single day, and those action does not have to be great action or like huge action. That's why I say like your purpose does not have to be big, right? It just depends on, let's say you always wake up late or sleep late. Let's say, okay, starting from tomorrow, I will have to start waking up maybe at 7 a.m. or 6 a.m. The first day that you do it, you feel, oh, I did it. I said I'm gonna do it, and I did it. So the next day you say, okay, I say I'm gonna go to the gym for maybe 30 minutes. It doesn't have to be an hour. It doesn't have to be 2 hours. Just go to the gym, 30 minutes, 20 minutes, get out. Your mind itself, because we have something about mindset, it's in our subconscious mind. And our subconscious mind doesn't know what is right or what is wrong. It's like the soil. The soil, you plant anything, it's gonna just give you what you plant. If you plant corn, it's gonna give you corn. If you plant weed, it's gonna give you weed. If you plant like vegetables, it's gonna give you vegetables. You can never plant corn and whip like wheat, for instance. You reap what you sow. That's our mind, how it is. What you feed, that's what it gives you. And sometimes we don't realize like it doesn't give you the result in the instant moment. It's like kind of a delayed gratification. Something that you feed in today, it can give you the result maybe in 1 year, 2 years. Like it's just something that comes little by little. And when you start giving those small things, it becomes now a habit. And when it comes to the habit, then it becomes you. Because there's somebody that say that you become what you think about. Let's say like if you don't think about nothing, who are you gonna become? Nothing. Nobody.
That speaks to me personally, because there's a few books that I read as well. One is Man's Search for Meaning, and the other one is by James Allen. James Allen, I believe, was
Atomic Habit, As the Man Thinketh.
As a Man Thinketh by James Allen.
Yeah.
In that book, and a few other areas as well, and they mention the person that you are today is an accumulation of thoughts and decisions that you made a year ago.
Yeah.
You can go back even 5 years ago. Those thoughts that you had 5 years, a year ago, that's what you are today.
True.
And the person and the thoughts that you have today, what you're trying to make today, the decisions that you're making today are going to determine the next year and the next 5 years of your life.
True.
So you got to be conscious about what you're thinking about and how your mind is working every single minute of the day.
True.
And that's going to impact you positively or negatively.
I mean, you talk about something about decision making, and correct me if I'm wrong. It's the opposite of decision is procrastination, right? And about procrastination, it is that I was talking to this brother of mine. It's been like 2 weeks ago, 3 or a month ago. He says like, Jonathan, I've seen you guys are doing your podcast. It's really good. But I had like an idea to also start a podcast for a long time ago. But I just can't find time to do it with my job, with all the things that I'm doing. It's just hard for me. I looked at him. I told him, bro, I have my studies that I'm doing. I have a job that I'm doing. I have to go out with my family, with my friend. But we still have time to do this podcast. Taylor is so busy.
I am.
Yes, you are crazy busy.
Yeah.
You have work, you have your wife, all of those stuff, but you still create time to do this podcast. This is my conversation with him. And I told him, bro, if you want it, you will do it. You feel like you don't have time, but you do have time. Or maybe you don't have time, but if you really want that thing, you won't procrastinate, look for excuses to not making it. You will create even just a little of time to do that things, because by the end of the day, the decision that we make every day, that's what makes us become who we are.
Sorry.
And if you are procrastinating every time, bro, you are just being like doing insanity. And what is insanity? Something over and over again and expecting for different results, bro. You cannot do it.
Let me jump in here and then just provide some. As we're speaking of self-esteem and mindset, let me just provide some ways to improve the self-esteem and what actions people can take,
sure,
so that they can, improve their self-esteem and work on that individually. Just some things, and these are just from books, from podcasts, from conferences, and just and readings and whatnot.
Sure.
Number one is avoid substances. Avoid alcohol, weed, any things that should not get into your body in a negative way. Because your body is a temple. You have to respect yourself and respect your body as it's a temple.
True.
All right. Number two, consider, enforcing certain boundaries in your life. So, enforcing certain boundaries, it's referencing just respecting your space and making sure that other people respect your space as well, and knowing who can enter your space, who you're allowing into your space. Set clear boundaries of what you need and what you don't need in your life. You have to know that. Nobody's going to know what you need or what you want. If it comes from your heart, so you have to determine that and set perfect boundaries. So also, one thing that can boost self-esteem, a lot of people don't understand, is just practicing gratitude.
True.
I can always say that, especially social media, it's a blessing and a curse at the same time.
Sure.
Social media is the biggest self-esteem booster, one of the biggest, and at the same time, it's the worst self-esteem killers.
True.
It can kill you instantly. You can watch a video on Instagram, on IG, and then the reels. Those reels. Those IG, especially TikTok reels.
TikTok, yeah.
You can watch something and then you're so happy and you're so motivated, and then the next video it's something that just crashes
down, and
just kills your self-esteem instantly. And those videos are right back to back. It's it's like a crazy mood switch. Yeah. So avoid those type of things. Just be careful with what your content you're consuming. I guess I should say it that way. Another thing that I should say, try to focus more on things that you enjoy, and from those, I'm sure you'll find passion out of them.
True.
So if you enjoy playing guitar, if you enjoy singing, or if you enjoy coding, find your passion through the things that you enjoy. And that's what's going to help you ultimately perhaps make money through that and be successful through that.
Sure.
So just always put that in the head. The things that you enjoy, of course, good things that you enjoy that can benefit you the right way. Pursue those things. And then if I can say one thing, just focus on the strengths that you have as a person. Those strengths, ultimately, you can give to other people as well. And you can use those strengths to benefit yourself. So these are just some. There's a lot of other ways that I'm sure therapists and other people can suggest. But those are just some things that I'm sure some of the audience can implement from today. And they can transform their lives and push their trajectory forward.
Amazing. I mean, that's just reminds me of something where I've reading some time ago, a long time, really long time ago, where it's talking about dopamine detoxing. What is dopamine detoxing? It's dopamine. Before, people thought it's just on like substance, right? Like drugs, drink, alcohol, sex, or out of that. But today, social media give you the same dopamine.
Right.
It gives you the same feelings that people that drink, or they're alcoholic, or they are really drug addicted, or drug addict, I would say. So to really get rid of that, it can take you a long time to do it, but like we said, you can do it. And I have a message for you, who's like listening to me or watching right now. It's like, you need to know that you are enough, you are loved, you are appreciated. That no matter what you're going through in life, there are certain things that happen to everybody. Sometimes what you're going through right now, or what somebody has told you, like you have done or you're not good, you are good. It's just like those word or those stuff that they told you, that stuck in you and stay in you for a really long time, that you start believing that you're not good, that you're not enough. Let's do this exercise. Try to think that, hey, I'm writing a letter for my younger self. And in that letter, say for instance, like, hey, Jonathan, I know you're young right now, and you might have gone through really hard and different things. And maybe right now people don't understand you, or people don't just know why you're doing this. But there's a version of you there that is living a different life. And if you want to make him proud, you need to understand that you need to love yourself. You need to accept yourself the way you are, by improving your life, trying to look for great things, trying to look for feeding yourself with a great and positive, in a positive way. Just like Taylor said, try to vision yourself like the person you are today are the thoughts that you had 5 years ago. And the person that you will become tomorrow is the person that you're creating today. So if you want to become a person that is successful, that it has a positive mindset, you need to start it right now. Remember, you are what you think about. You become your mind. You become your thoughts. Riches or good life doesn't come just to somebody because they ask for it. They come to somebody because they are already. Somebody say that I was sleeping in a couch of my friend, but I was already rich in my mind. And today I own millions and multi-millions company because I had already my mindset set to the person that I wanted to become.
So, and that just rings a bell on something that I heard from one of my mentors. One of my mentors is a multi-millionaire that owns various different real estates, moving companies and trucks. He's also in gold.
Yeah.
He's a huge influence. He really impacts people every single day. And just the African American and just the Black diaspora.
Yeah.
He's very impactful. He mentioned to me this thing, a series of things actually. I'm going to share by the end of this video. I want to share at least 5 of the things that he shared with me that have really stuck with me till to this day. One of the things that he did mention before I get to the 5 things, he mentions that you have to think big. True. If you think big, you're going to put yourself in a position to perform big. Because if you don't have big dreams, and this is kind of challenging what you mentioned earlier, your purpose doesn't always have to be big. You mentioned that. Yeah. I disagree. I think that your purpose needs to be big. you have to strive for the best, big things. If you have to have a vision that is, I'm going to say this, it might scare some people.
Yeah.
But if your vision or your goal does not scare you, forget about it.
Sure.
Forget about it.
Agreed.
You should be terrified and scared. How am I going to get from point A to point B? Point B seems scary. I want point B, but it sounds scary. How am I going to get there? If point B seems easy to get to, then there's no point of you won't achieve much in getting that victory.
Yeah, I mean, I love that because it just reminds me something that somebody said. Like, if you tell somebody your dream and they don't laugh at you, so just know that it's not a big dream. And one of the thing is, most people are so scared to set up big dreams and goals for themselves because they are so scared of what people would think and what people will say. And sometimes they feel like they will fail. And most of the time, failure is the way to success. You mentioned about Thomas Edison. He failed 100 times, but 101. That way he had a thousand times. and he said at the end, he said, like, I didn't fail. It's just like I discovered 1,000 times whether I cannot make a light bulb. Right. It was like lessons that he get from it. It was not like failure. And one of the things that I would like to mention about and tell anybody who's listening, you have your phone right now watching me. You are in the car, whatever you are listening to. And so just know that people don't hate you. People just hate the fact that you are growing and you're getting better than them. That's why they want to push you down or pull you down to get the same level because they cannot be able to get up to where you are.
You say that again. No, it's facts. But the thing is what?
Yeah.
I want to challenge and encourage our viewers to work on becoming the person that they not just because the person that they want to become, but because every one of us have goals and dreams.
Sure.
In order for us to handle those dreams, become the person that can handle those dreams.
That's right.
Because the person that you are today, I'm sure if they give you those dreams that you're looking for, those millions, those cars, those houses, will you be able to handle it today? I'm not sure if you would be able to handle it.
That's right.
So become that person.
True.
Strive to become that person that can handle all of those things that you're trying to achieve. And it's gonna bring you far.
To add up to what you said, ask yourself a question like, hey, if right now they give me the amount of money that I want to have in the future, can I handle that money? Am I that person? Am I living like that person that want to have that?
Do you have the habits?
Do you have the habit?
That's needed.
Ask yourself, because sometimes we always have thoughts, or we always think about what people say, or we always sometimes judge people, but we just don't have time to sit and have a conversation with ourselves. I'm not going to say that again. Most of the time, we don't really have time to sit and have a conversation with ourselves. You really sit and ask yourself, am I worthy of what I want to have in my life? Am I having the habits of a person that I want to become 5 years from now?
The habits and the discipline.
And discipline, man. That's right. The discipline. I mean, talk about it. You mentioned about the 5 lesson that your mentor have given you. Can you go through that?
I can share them today. I can share them right now.
Yeah.
Number 1, my mentor, he mentioned a series of things to me. I have various different mentors in different areas, in medicine and whatnot. One of my mentors did mention this to me. Number 1, get a mentor.
Sure.
Get a mentor, not just any mentor. Get a mentor that has the results that you're striving to achieve.
That's right.
That already has those goals that you're wanting for. That mentor will help you step by step. Do this. Don't do this.
Can I catch you there?
Go ahead.
Please.
Go ahead.
I'm so sorry because this I have something that when you say this, something just pop up in my head like popcorn. And it's like, say somebody say like, if they don't have what you want or what you're looking for, don't listen to what they say.
Right.
Go ahead.
Yeah, definitely get a mentor that's gonna be able to help you get to the point where you want to get to.
Right.
And that mentor generally has to have already achieved what you're striving and looking for. Don't think about their goals.
Yeah.
What they want. You want to get to where they are, and they've already gone through the failures and the struggles, adversity. They can help you avoid that. So why not get a mentor? That's the most important thing that I would tell anybody to be able to do today in today's world. If you want to keep up with society in the way everything is going, get a mentor or a few mentors to help you get to where you want to be. And they must already have results.
Sure.
Number 2, you got to be able to take risks in life. You have to be willing to take risks.
Yeah.
Diamond is made in pressure. There's nothing in this world. You have to be able to take a certain level of risk and be comfortable with that. If you stay in an area where you're just comfortable in your life and you don't want to stretch, you're going to stay limited, and you're limiting yourself, your own self-worth. So you got to be able to go beyond that, the level. You shouldn't be scared to take risks.
True.
Being scared to take risks is going to limit you and put you in a state where you're just you're lost.
True.
Speak to that a little bit before I go to the others.
I mean, this just reminds me of something about myself. You know, when I came here like a year, 1 year ago, my English was not really like this. You remember, I was talking, my English was so crazy. Then, you know what I said? I said like, I need to start practicing my English, talking to people in English. But the most embarrassing things that I did for myself is starting translating in church. I remember my first time when I was in the pulpit to try to translate, bro. I was stuttering, I was sweating, I was like, it's just crazy. It was embarrassing. And for most people, that stage, that moment, you feel like, bro, why am I embarrassing myself this way? Whereby you are living in people that speak English more than you do. And they know like you are really fighting. You just embarrass yourself. Why are you doing this? Right. So, but something just got into me. I said, hey, yes, all those people, they speak English. Yes, they know it. They don't know how I feel on practicing my English, right? So I'm not doing it for them. I'm doing it for myself. I'm going to accept the risk. I'm going to accept the shame. I'm going to accept the embarrassment. I'm going to accept everything for me because I know why I am doing this. Yes, I'm serving God, but also I'm practicing the way I talk, the way my English is going, the way I want everything to be for me in my life, right? So just makes me like really get a really huge risk about myself. And another one was just leaving my country, going to I'm not gonna talk about it. People will hate me. Like going to a country that has like fighting with our own country in Africa and stuff like that. So most people didn't like it. My family didn't like it. Especially my mom didn't like it. But it was a really great risk that I had to take, and it pays off. So it pays off. It helps me a lot. So yeah, that's what I can really say about it. So what do you think?
I mean, I can add a little bit more to that. So in terms of the level of risk, you got to be able to determine the level of risk that you can take. Of course, there's limits to that. You can't just take any type of risk and then expect to just propel yourself significantly, because there's some risk that you can take beyond repair.
Yeah,
I can say the risk that you take, it won't bring you back. It won't help you move forward. You
sure.
Take a risk that
no, talking about that too, bro. let me cut you off a little bit. I was in Africa. I just heard about investing in cryptocurrency. Right. I heard about NFTs. I heard about Bitcoin. but I didn't know really how to do it. I heard about trading, day trading, all those stuff. So my little brother, if you listen to this, like my cousin who is still there, he will laugh if he heard this because we've been together. Then I started looking on Instagram, like, people that are doing day trading and stuff, contacting them and stuff. And if you see like back 3 years ago, you could see people portraying like, how they travel, monies, like you invest maybe 3,000 today. And in a week, you can have like 100% like a return in your investment, right? Having maybe 6,000 in 1 week, 6,000 in 1 month. Bro, I saw that thing and I was like, damn, this is the opportunity for me, like to invest. I've seen somebody who knows how to do it and let me do it. Bro, I contacted the person, I DM'd the guy. He went back, I got his WhatsApp and stuff. And then it was like, okay, if you want me to help you trading and like doing the cryptocurrency, so you need to send me your money. Like you buy Bitcoin, I will show you how to buy Bitcoin. You send that to me. And then, I will start trading for you, setting in the platform and stuff. Bro, I was so excited. So good. I tried to buy Bitcoin as I was in Africa. It didn't really work. And then it was like, okay, you can send money, buy Bitcoin, and then I'll try to help you invest into that. Bro, when Western Union, I had to send money to Western Union. And then the guy was like, you can send money to our representative, African representative is in Togo. And I was like, bro, he's in the United States. And then I send African Togo. But as I was so excited for the investment, I was like, what? Okay, let me do it. I did it. I sent the money. And then he was like, oh no, this is not enough. You need to send more. Bro, I would not say stupid enough to say it, but I wanted to invest my money, right? So then I went and sent money again. I don't know if it was a software engineer or somebody. He created a website where you can see how you trade. You really trade, how your money is growing every day. You see like when you can buy, when you can sell, all this stuff. Bro, my brother and I, we were so excited. We'd be like, bro, we're making the money, bro. And then after a month, when I was like, I want to withdraw, some cash because I've seen like the money is going really big. Yeah. I called him. I was like, hey, man, I see like the money is like, okay, I want to withdraw the money. And he was like, okay, that's okay. So what are your bank details and stuff? I told him and all the thing. No, my wallet, my crypto wallet. What is your crypto wallet? Like you can send the link and all the stuff. I did, bro. And after 2 days, he was like, oh no, there's no way that your money can be transferred. You need to send some other money for, bro. I was like, this dude is really cracking me up. That's what I understood. Like the guy was a scammer. Damn. Bro, he scammed like the money and everything. And every day, I even took his number. I sent to one of a friend that I had here in the United States. I told him like, hey, bro, you know what? Call this number. Make sure like, is it really in the United States? He called the number. The guy was not picking up. I tried to call. He texted me back. Oh no, I cannot call right now. I'm in the conference and I'm in a meeting. But like just giving me excuses. Bro, I was so fed up. Like it really made me angry. And then I actually recommend him to another friend of mine who also wanted to invest in cryptocurrency, in Bitcoin and in trading. Bro, thank God that guy already got scammed before and then he didn't do it. So what I want to say is take risk, but take calculated risk. Know what you are getting risk into. Sometimes it's my pay or sometimes it's not pay. I invested the money, bro. I lost it and it took me so low. So down. Don't be like Elon Musk that after sharing, like selling PayPal, he took all his money, invested in SpaceX, and then he almost lost it. Yeah. But today is great. But for him, he had a mindset that he said himself like, okay, even if I lose this money, it's okay for me. Don't go and invest your entire budget to something where you take risk that you don't know if it will come back or not. You might not have the mindset like Elon Musk. And then you might go through depression, maybe suicide. right? So take risk, take calculated risk,
Yeah.
and know exactly what you're doing.
There's a lot I can say to that. There's first off,
Mhm.
I certainly agree. Everyone must take a calculated risk,
Sure.
but also know your risk tolerance.
Yeah.
Each person has a level of risk tolerance.
True, bro. I'm
For
telling
myself,
you, bro.
it's not high. I don't want to take crazy risks,
bro, bro,
That's good. That I can't even.
it's killed me.
come
I'm
back
telling
from.
you,
You know,
it's killed me. Go
there's
ahead.
some people
Mm-hmm.
that take risks like gambling
Yeah, bro.
and
That crazy.
casino gambling and
That's crazy.
lottery winners.
Mm-hmm.
That also plays a lot in depression.
Yeah.
If you end up losing a lot, suicides
Mm-hmm.
and self-esteem.
Self-esteem. Yeah.
That plays a lot in your mindset. If you already lost once,
Mhm.
you do it again. You
Nah,
won't do it again.
you won't do it
You
again.
typically won't do it again.
Mhm.
You're scared to take a risk. Maybe the next risk that you take,
Mm-hmm.
that risk is going to bring you up.
Yeah.
But you're scared
to
the
take
next-
it because
the next one.
yeah,
because you already lost it.
you already lost
So
it.
it's a mind game that you have to you got to know how to take a calculated risk and the risk tolerance that you have.
True.
So
And the third one,
yeah, going back onto the some of the advices that I was getting from my
mentor. Mm-hmm.
the third thing is really just surrounding yourself with like-minded people and the people that have similar goals that you have.
Mm.
You don't see
I love that.
you don't see eagles hanging around with chickens.
Never.
You don't.
Never.
They don't have time for that.
They don't.
They don't have time
don't.
to be hanging around with chickens.
Not at all.
and
Not at
eating
all.
Stuff from the ground.
Nah.
They have higher things to do.
Yeah.
You know?
And chickens are like, Mom, what is that?
Right.
Yeah.
So put yourself around people that are like-minded,
Minded. True.
right?
Mhm.
And you're gonna see yourself significantly progressing.
Mhm.
If you're not succeeding in the way that you want to, if you're not moving forward, if your mind is not where it wants to be,
Mhm.
where it needs to be,
Mhm.
think about your surrounding. Who is around you? What kind of energy is around you?
Mm.
That impacts you a lot,
True.
significantly.
Mm.
And it's gonna impact even your budgets
True.
and your family
Mm.
and yourself.
True.
It impacts a lot. So always knowing who's around you, that also plays in a factor in terms of who you marry.
Yeah.
Because as a man, and a woman,
Mhm.
you have a choice of who you're going to marry.
True.
You know, and the person you marry is going to be the person that's going to be around you the rest of your life.
True.
So that can make or break you
Yeah.
from that decision alone.
Mm.
And the friends that you have.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, we can't choose our family.
Yeah. We cannot.
So
Mhm.
you got to deal with that one. You got to deal with that.
You have to. You have to.
But your friends,
Yeah.
your coworkers, your mentors,
Mm.
like, you choose the right atmosphere to be around.
True.
And the one thing is, the one thing I can also, another thing that I can say, the fourth thing,
Mm-hmm.
comparison is the thief of joy.
That reminds me of my brother Benoit.
Yeah, he mentioned that too.
Yeah,
in this
man,
podcast. That's right.
I love that quote.
Comparison is the worst
Thief of joy. Mm-hmm.
You might be on Instagram and you see somebody, they seem to have a good life.
Mm-hmm.
They have the cars that you want. They have the marriage, the wedding that you wanted.
Mm-hmm.
They have maybe they display their bank accounts and their money, their finances.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe they have the wealth that you want,
Mm-hmm.
or even further, they have the man that you wanted.
Yeah. Or the woman that you
Or the
wanted.
woman and vice versa.
Yeah.
Don't compare yourself to
True.
others.
Mm.
God has a destiny for each and every person.
That's right.
Find yours
Mm.
and pursue that destiny the correct way, the best way that you can.
Mm.
So that's what I could definitely say with that. Don't compare yourself with anybody else.
True.
You don't need to.
You don't need to.
It's just going to be a self-esteem.
Like
killer,
a deal
self-love
breaker.
killer.
Mm-hmm.
It's not going to help you at all.
True.
So,
True.
I don't know if you have other things to say.
I mean, no, like start getting back to people you surround yourself with. Bro, there is somebody that say like if you are the fifth person in a group of four stupid people, you become the fifth stupid person. And if you are the fifth person in a group of four smart person, then you become the fifth smart person in the room, right? And sometimes we are a product of people that we surround ourselves with, because they influence the way we think, and the way we think create a habit in us, and those habits makes us who we become.
Right.
If you grow up or you surround yourself with people who have negative thinking, negative thoughts, or negative side of seeing things, and every time that you guys meet is just criticizing people, every time that you meet is just talking about nonsense things, and if you group of men, every time that you meet talking just about girls, talking about just sports, no like personal development, no anything, that's how you just gonna end up. But if you also surround yourself with positive minded people, with people that have goals, people that have reached certain things, that where you want to be, you will force yourself to also become that person. Nobody will tell you to. Won't tell you in that group like, hey, you need to be this. By yourself, you'll feel like, hey, I want to become like this. Not because you compare. That's why now I come to comparison. Not because you compare yourself to that person, but because you feel like I want to be there, and this person have already made it. Yep. So I can also follow their steps if I want to get it there.
Yep. And the benefit of just surrounding yourself with like-minded people is the fact that you can bounce off and share ideas the correct way.
Yeah.
So there's a reason why whenever you go to school or in college or whatnot, a lot of professors encourage teamwork, group work, because they know that you can bounce off ideas.
Yeah.
Maybe you were thinking of something this way, and another person is thinking of it this way. You guys come together and find the right approach. Those kind of ideas, sharing things, it helps people go further. Let me give you an example. This is just an investment as well. If today you decide to build a house, about a house to invest, or let me put it this way: if today you want to build an apartment complex, and you take your individual funds to be able to go
finance
an apartment building.
Yeah.
It might take you maybe 5 years, maybe 10 years, because you're doing it by yourself.
Yeah.
But if you team up with a group of people, individuals that are like-minded, that have the same goals, and you guys come together for that one common vision, let's make an apartment building and benefit from this. How much more beneficial is it? And how much quicker will that goal be achieved? And how much more efficient will it be, rather than you pursuing it on your own? There's a lot of advantages of just working and being around like-minded people and having the same thoughts and having the same
goals. Yeah. So, and talking about goals, it's like winners and losers all have goals.
Yep.
But what makes the difference between winners and loser?
And the Bible also says, do two people come together without having a same vision? It doesn't. It's not correct, I should say. So watch who you're around. That definitely makes an impact of who you can potentially become.
Definitely. I mean, this episode is going really great so far, but the time is being a bit critical.
Well, let me add
the fifth part. Yeah. We can go with the fifth part. Sure. I can wait for it. Let's go.
The fifth thing that I can say, and there's a lot others.
Yeah, this is just the first episode in this session, because we call this. We're gonna do a series about this mindset. So this is the first episode that we trying to make sure that we talk about mindset, and then we're gonna come more and more where we can share. We bring also people that would like to talk about this. So that's why we wanted just to start Sarah and I, and why not also getting Mordecai next time, where we can also share about another topic, and then bring another person, so we would have some to talk about it. So let's share the fifth advice from the mentor.
Yeah, the fifth advice that I received from my mentor was um, essentially just taking action and persevering through the
Man,
action.
bro, that's
Take
it.
action.
That's it.
There's there's never the right moment.
Never.
There's never the right moment. You can never say that. Okay, now I've achieved this. I can. There's steps, but steps aren't necessarily the right moment to start because step A, B, and C are just incremental. I should say incremental ways of just achieving small milestones. You've achieved step A, okay, move on to step B. But that's not what I'm referring to. I'm referring to starting a certain vision that you have and persevere because there's gonna come challenges.
True.
But persevere through those challenges.
True.
Because don't ever say that I'm waiting for this and then I'll start. I'm waiting for such and such thing and then I'm going to do this.
You will never start.
It's the right time will never come.
So that brings me like an idea of this quote that I heard last time. They say like, the best way to plant a tree was 20 years ago, and the second best time to plant a tree is today.
Yep. You gotta face your fears.
So you gotta face your fears. So you don't need to wait again. Like I need to do it next time. So it depends. Also, I would say that I can say the opposite from what you said. So it depends also like because some people will hear this will say, somebody say this, somebody say that. I agree with what you said, right? It's now taking action, and there is milestone, there are steps that you can do. But let's say for decision of like maybe somebody getting married, what would you say about that? Somebody won't just decide like today I'm getting married, right? So it's need to get maybe a certain level or a certain time. Perfect. Yeah.
You won't let me put it this way. If you make a decision today to get married, you're not going to get married tomorrow.
That
Obviously,
right.
you won't get married tomorrow.
That right.
That's not the way it works.
That right.
But you can start taking steps towards that.
True.
Decide from today. All right? I'm done being single. I'm done being single. Let me take certain steps.
That is a stone thrown to somebody. I'm not gonna say anything.
I'm answering that question.
You're true. I know.
If you asked a different thing, I would answer that.
Yeah, I know you're good. Yeah.
But just start by taking decisions.
I'm done being single.
Hey, if that's what it takes.
Yeah.
And then take action. Everything starts with a decision.
True, that's right. So what we get from this video is to build your mindset or to build your self-esteem, you need to know who you surround yourself with. And then we have some 5 key factors from your mentor that he has given you. I might not give it the right way that you mentioned them, but is knowing who you surround yourself with, taking action, taking risk, right? And what are the two more? Not comparing yourself to others, and getting a mentor.
And there's a lot more that I'm sure I can talk about and elaborate.
Yeah.
Definitely with those.
Yeah. I totally agree with them. I totally agree because we all need guidance. Because a mentor, what they do, they guide you, right? They guide you. They show you what are the right way that you can do the things, what mistake to avoid. And if you try to do and you stuck at certain point, you come back to them and they tell you how to solve the issue or how to solve the problem, or what are the right investment that you have to invest, or what are the best things that you can do, right? So we all need a mentor. Some might disagree with me.
Yeah, a mentor is not only
in finance, it can be spiritual, right? So I just don't want to get more into spiritual because we have a soul set part, right. So that's why I'm really setting it apart. But it can be spiritual, it can be financial, it can be just being a good person, right? Being a good person, because that comes also as a mindset. You can have all the good mindset and stuff, but if you not being a good person toward others, it won't serve you for anything, right? So, I mean,
it's been a pleasure.
Yeah, I mean,
hopefully, audience was able to take at least one or two things from this
True,
topic
true.
that they can implement in their lives and just boost their mindset and just change their lives.
Yeah. I mean, I believe that next video we will talk about how to set goals, right? How to set goals and how you can make sure like you have a system for that goal to be fulfilled. Because like I mentioned at the beginning, like we all have goals, winners and losers have goals, but the problem that we focus more into the destination of where we want to be. We don't focus into the journey where what it has to bring us in that destination. It's like two people. You can give two people to Ferrari. I don't even know why I'm saying Ferrari, but you give them a car full with gas. One, you give them a map of where they're going. One, you just tell them the destination of where they're going. So you will see that the one that you give them the map of where they're going will reach there. But the one you just give them the destination without giving the map, they won't get there. They might drive, go around, and the gas will finish, and they might not get. Why? Because the mind is focused in the destination. But the one that have the map, they know, hey, I'm going to get to here. I can have a stop maybe and then fill up the gas again and then go back to get there. That's where most people are. They don't have the system. They focus more in the destination instead of enjoying the process. The journey to that. So thank you so much. We would appreciate this time. And you are following us. You are supporting us. And one thing, hey, in one way or another, if there is something that you feel like we want to talk about, you feel like there is something that we just left apart or something that you disagree with, hey, we open. Let us know. Put out there in the comment section below or DM on the Instagram. We are open to talk. That is a topic or something, or you want us to talk about any subject. We are here. We will be here. The Fortunate Mindset Podcast for you. All right. So from there, we see you to the next episode. I'm still waiting for you right there. Subscribe. So see you.